On August 8th, 2022, Joe Biden and his administration raided President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home in Florida. In this unprecedented and clearly political move, Joe Biden made it known that he was going after his political opponents. In response, President Trump put together a video which we're going to respond to and react to right now. Hello, my name is Kyle, and this video is called A Nation in Decline, and I'm looking forward to getting into it, and we're going to do it right now.
We are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation.
So right off the back, it's grim, it's black. All you see is the titling, and it's fading in and out. Let's keep going. You hear rain coming back in the background. Secret Service agent in the rain, right in front of his presidential vehicle.
We are a nation that has the highest inflation in over 40 years. Where the stock market just...
Okay, right there, it was interesting because you had the Secret Service agents going to the left off camera, and you saw the rain there, and the backdrop was his presidential vehicle. And now we see a shot here. It looked like a close-in shot, low shoulder, looking up, black and white, really cool shot here. And you saw a little bit of motion camera there, maybe handheld camera there, to give it a more visual feel, like you're there in person.
Finished the worst first half of a year in more than 5 decades. We are a nation that has the highest energy cost in it.
You have a pool shot here looking over some power lines, talking about we have the highest inflation in over 40 years. He's talking about the power situation here in this country, how we used to be energy independent, no longer.
It's history. And we are no longer energy independent or energy dominant, which we were just 2 short years ago.
Now the backdrop is coming right around the back of the car, and you see the American flag in the rain, in the wind, reflecting off the back window. Very nice shot.
We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and Saudi Arabia for
I love
oil.
that. He said we're begging Saudi Arabia and Venezuela for oil. How embarrassing is that?
We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving behind dead soldiers and American citizens and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment in the world.
$85 billion of military equipment we left there. And we have not talked much about the Afghanistan retreat or surrender, whatever you want to call it. It was a disgrace, an embarrassment. And a lot of Americans have forgotten that. So maybe we need to go back and remind people about that and how we left people stranded. Like he said, horrible, horrible situation there. And I'm glad that he pointed it out here with that visual. Incredible.
We are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate a country, Ukraine, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. We're a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement.
We had the other side of the podium, and it's a wooden podium, which is interesting. That gives definitely a old feel to it, old quality to it. And again, looking up at him, black and white.
Against the opposing political party like never before. We've never seen anything like this. We're a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is about all you get.
We no longer have a free and fair press. And like I was saying, I don't care what the Democrats do. I don't care how left they go. I don't care what they do. I don't care how radical they get and become mainstream, as long as the media reports it fairly. When you don't do that, you gaslight people, and then you have to censor people. And all that does is make us no longer have a country that we can live in freely, because there's no way to get the opposite side to the mainstream, to the conversation, to the national discourse. You don't do that. You're pushing people in silos. It's a very dangerous situation. I would also be remiss if I didn't talk about the fact that he mentioned about the police force acting on behalf of the Democrats to go after political opponents. It's almost as if he's forecasting this, and it's absolutely chilling to see this come out the day of them raiding his Mar-a-Lago home.
We're a nation where free speech is no longer allowed,
Here's his account being suspended on Twitter.
where crime is rampant.
I'm not going to show this part. I saw this in this video. Someone's actually getting in the back here. We'll edit that part of it out.
Like never before, where the economy has been collapsing, where more people died in 2021 than in 2020. We're a nation that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon. And China.
He's talking about Iran here. And did you hear recently that Iran pretty much backed away from the negotiations table, saying that they're good, that they're going to go ahead and build their own because they're pretty close thanks to the money we've given them? It's really, really embarrassing for this administration.
China to use the trillions and trillions of dollars it's taken from the United States to build a military to rival our own.
Talking about giving our enemies trillions of dollars to have militaries to rival us. And here we have Joe Biden putting his face in his hands during a live press conference. How shameful is that when he couldn't handle the pressures of the questions? Really, really. And the fact that we're being gaslit all the time on this and no one can say the obvious, we've really become something other than what the founders wanted us to be.
We are a nation that over the past 2 years is no longer respected or listened to all around the world. And we are a nation that is hostile to liberty and freedom.
Look at this vehicle right here. This is the vehicle that they said that he reached over and grabbed the steering wheel. Ridiculous. It's talking about how we're an embarrassment around the world. Nobody respects us.
Freedom and faith. We're a nation whose economy is floundering, whose stores are not stocked, whose deliveries are not coming. And
let's take a look at this shot here. He's going into a tent. I'm not sure what this is. This could be some kind of event, some kind of tent rally. And you see behind, it's definitely a rural setting. So I'm just curious what this is. I'm curious what this is.
Educational system is ranked at the bottom of every list.
Talks about education, how our education system is ranked near the bottom of every list. And Jimmy Carter was the one who came up with the Department of Education. I believe that's right. And ever since then, we have gone downhill to the near last. So the more government you add to a potential problem or a problem, which wasn't really a problem at the time, you make it worse or make it a problem, which is what we did with education.
We are a nation that in many ways has become a joke. But soon we will have greatness again.
I like that shot there. I like the timing of it. He says, but soon there'll be greatness again. You saw it fade from black into color. And of course, he's wearing red, white, and blue with the power red tie. That's awesome. You remember Wizard of Oz? If you're older like me, when you first saw it, the first 20 minutes of it was in sepia, black and white, like a beige, black and white. And then when Dorothy comes out with Toto into, I guess it's Munchkin Land, in the land of Oz, and everything is bright colors, technicolors. At the time, it was very advanced for that age. It still holds up today. But that contrast from going from black and white to color is symbolic there, and it's symbolic here, obviously. I think he's going to run for president.
It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country, and it is hardworking patriots like you who are going to save our country.
I'm going to get past that statement. He says hardworking patriots that will save this country. Those hardworking patriots that built this country. I do not want to forget or even gloss over that statement there. So true.
There is no mountain we cannot climb. There is no summit we cannot reach. There is no challenge we cannot beat. There is no...
One thing about Trump crowds, they're very diverse. You may not think so, but they're extremely diverse. He's really put a huge tent around the Republican Party. And it's not really the Republican Party. It's really the MAGA Party. Let's just be clear. And it's the party that he has put forth through the force of his will, but also the will of the people that helped galvanize, because it didn't start with Trump. He just picked up on it and took it to another level. That's all he did. So, and that's why you have this infighting between the establishment and the people who support America First policies. And it's going to be some rough going here and there, but the other side is much worse.
Victory we cannot have. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield. Ever, ever, ever. We will never give in. We will never give up. And we will never, ever back down.
See, we'll never give up. We'll never surrender.
We will never let you down as long as we are confident and united. The tyrants we are fighting do not stand even a little chance. Because we are Americans, and Americans kneel to God and God alone.
Americans kneel to God and God alone. These people want us to kneel to them. They won't leave you alone until you acquiesce and eat what they want you to eat, drink what they want you to drink, drive where they want you to drive, and then pay the money they want you to pay for everything you do under the sun, making up crises so that they can justify these things. And then when you're upset, they do other things too that we can't talk about here. But that's what it is. And that's what President Trump wants to change. He wants to bring us back to that point, just a short time of 2 years ago, to where things were, in my opinion, some of the best times I've seen in my lifetime. And I think he wants to continue that and beyond.
And it is time to start talking about greatness for our country again.
It's time to start talking about greatness for our country again. And we're fading off to black. And you know what? There's no more rain. The rain went away. It was raining in the beginning. It went to color, and then that faded out totally. And that's it. So he was actually going to a rally, I think. That was the whole thing. So that was the back into a rally, I guess, somewhere in the rural countryside. We had a tent set up, wherever it was set up. And that's what it seemed like it was to me. And the best is yet to come, President Donald J. Trump. So that is the video from President Trump. He released it yesterday called A Nation in Decline. What do you think about it? Comment below. I'd be curious to know what you think. Do you think he's going to run again? I certainly do. And do you think he should run sooner than later? I think he should. We did a video on that. Check it out. We'll leave a link for that below. My opinion on that. If you like what we do on this channel, we take pop culture and politics and filter to you right, then please check out some more content that we have for you right